Okay, bro, this is going to be a fairly long video, so if your attention span is really low, then just close this video and go watch TikTok, okay? But if you want to get to know more knowledge and more experiences about the educational system, school, girls, money, basically about everything that happens in the school, then feel free to watch until the end, bro. So, as you know, I finished my formal education last week. I finally finished that bachelor degree, which is completely useless. So I decided to make a video about literally everything that happens at school, about the school itself, money, sport, girls, parties, parents, about everything, bro. And I gathered my experience, my thought, and I'm making this video for you so that you can maybe have a bit better teenage years, a bit better time at school than I had. Because when I was thinking about this, bro, it was horrible, bro. Because, yeah, my time was just horrible. So basically, let's start with the school, okay? So school is basically a educational system, an educational institution, which offers you knowledge. Basically you go to school and you learn different subjects, for example, biology, chemistry, mathematics, so that maybe at the end of the degree or at the end of the school, you get a bit smarter, a bit more educated, okay? And then my question is this, if I am supposed to be smarter and ready for the future life after school, then why cannot I, and also young men around the world, why nobody can, for example, fix common household things when they broke? Why cannot young people just fix the light? Because we don't know how to, because that school doesn't teach us that. Or for example, how can we know, or why don't we know? That's a better question. Why don't we know how to fix a car filter when it breaks? Because our grandparents were doing all of this. They knew how to fix everything around the house, and yet officially they were less educated than we are. It doesn't make sense, bro. So the answer to that question was basically that educational system and all of those universities and all of the schools are completely useless, bro. Because the concept of school as a young man is like this, okay? So you wake up in the morning, you are 6 years old approximately, and the kindergarten is over, okay? And then your parents give you to one random person at school who is probably, I don't know, having 30 other students, and then you all sit in that classroom, okay? Your parents basically give you at the age of 6 to someone else. And this has become acceptable in this modern era. And when I was thinking about this is completely shocked, because when you are 6 years old, when you are that young, you are still developing, and then you basically have the influence of your parents and the influence of that teacher as well. And the thing is also, when you are in the classroom, you are with 30 other people on average, who came from different backgrounds, who have different personalities, who are completely different, and they all influence on you. In addition to the teacher, who then doesn't have time to, spend time with you because she has like 30 other people, And all you do in the classroom the whole day is to just sit quietly and look forward, okay? And then forward you see your fat, broke, feminine teacher who uses her feminine methods on you because she is feminine. That's completely logical, And then you have those feminine methods like 6 to 7 hours per day. And what are actually those methods, For example, number one is that you have to always ask for permission to do something that you want to do. For example, yeah, can I please go to the toilet? Because I couldn't do it in 5 minutes. Can I please go now? Yeah, no, now you cannot because we are in the classroom. Can I please maybe go drink some water because I'm really thirsty? No, you cannot because you had that 5-minute break for that. Can I please talk and say my opinion? Okay, yeah, I will allow that. Basically asking for permission, okay? Number two is to be constantly quiet, because apparently the teacher is talking, and whenever she is talking, you cannot say anything, even if you don't agree with whatever she said, even if she maybe insulted someone. No, you have to be quiet. That's it, okay? Maybe in your country it's different, but in my country, in Slovenia, where I come from, it's like that basically, bro. Third thing is that you must not cause chaos or disorder. Because, for example, think about it, yeah? When you are a young man, you have hormones and everything around you, like you are always energetic, you want to do many things, you want to experience, you want to explore, you want to maybe fight with men because they challenge you and you want to, show who is the boss. You always have that competition, but bro, not in school. Not in school, because having fights is masculine trait, whereas school has fat and broke feminine teachers. Don't forget that. And disorder and chaos are not feminine traits. So that feminine teacher doesn't understand that we men were supposed to fight. It was in the history, for example, it was encouraged to fight each other. For example, ancient Spartans, and ancient Greeks and Romans and everyone basically, they were constantly fighting. Because that's masculine. Fighting and conquering and exploring and being curious about the world and the dangers that the world offers is masculine trait. Whereas in school, those fat and broke overprotective teachers with feminine energy, they don't understand that, and they are thinking, oh yeah, maybe if he falls down from the chair, then he will die, and they are so overprotective that you basically cannot do anything, bro. The only thing that you can explore is that little playground in the school's backyard, when all the kids are playing football and just running around. That's all you can do. Because they are so afraid that something will happen, because then the parents will come after them and then they will explode into their faces saying, oh yeah, my son just got hurt, and they will start crying. But mom, that's normal. Parents, that's normal that we children, that we get hurt sometimes, because that's how we experience the world. If something happens to me and that it causes pain, that I maybe break my hand when I was jumping from, the table down. Of course, I will not repeat that then, because my body knows that it hurts. And if I do that, it's simple cause and effect, reaction and action. I don't know how is that, that second Newton law, whatever you put the force, the force comes back, that's the point of this. For example, if I will jump out of the table and break my leg, of course I will then not repeat that, because my body will know that if I jump from the fucking table, I will break my leg. It's that simple. And those fat and feminine teachers don't understand that. Fuck man, I'm already angry, bro. I'm already angry. The next thing is, okay, don't fight, okay? That's I think the 1, 2, 3, 4. I have a script here, bro, so don't be surprised, okay? So the fourth point is not to fight. And what were men doing through the history? They were fighting each other. Like the Romans invaded the Greek people. The Persians invaded the Greek people. The Babylons invaded, I don't know who they invaded. The Egyptians invaded maybe Mesopotamians, or I don't know, bro. They were constantly fighting. The barbarians from the north came to conquer the Rome. And then the Vikings came to plunder the England and France and everything, bro. Germany invaded France, invaded Poland, invaded Russia, invaded the Balkans. They invaded everyone. Everyone is constantly invading each other. Also today, bro, you can see the news. Because we men are supposed to be like that. Because we men have high ego. And when our ego is hurt, then we fight back. It's completely normal, bro. And when I was a little kid, I didn't understand that because I was so conditioned by my feminine mother and by my feminine fat and broke teacher who told me, yeah, not to fight because then you will get hurt and so on. Whereas my father, he didn't care, you know, he was, I don't know, he was riding the bicycle on the bike park and doing mountain biking and everything. And he hurt himself, but it was fine. Our grandparents were constantly fighting in the villages. And when they were, for example, drinking after some football match or after some event, of course, when they got drunk, they fought each other. Back in the old times here in Spain, the fans of Real Madrid and Barcelona, they were fighting. In the Roman times, in the gladiator times, you know, when they were betting on those chariot races and everything, of course they were fighting. Everyone was constantly fighting. And now suddenly we cannot do that because, yeah, some scientific research shows that if we fight, then we will get violent and then we will become killers and we will go to prison. Pizda, are you joking, man? Of course not. We in school, my friends were constantly fighting and mocking each other, and are they criminals now? I don't think so. Okay, maybe they did some petty crimes, you know, like stealing a wallet or whatever, but they are not in prison, Pismo. They didn't kill anyone, man. Completely messed up. And yeah, then, okay, someone is bullying you, someone is, like, I don't know, challenging you, yeah, you should tell your teacher. And that teacher will tell that guy, yeah, don't say that because, oh, it's bad, you know, respect each other and so on. And then when the teacher will go away, they will mock you even more for that. So that fat and feminine teacher didn't do anything. Completely useless, man. Those teachers are fucking useless, man. The more you think about it, the more useless they are. Another thing is, don't be loud. Okay, yeah, don't be loud because then this will cause, like, as I said, disorder, and then the teacher will have to deal with you, and maybe she doesn't know how to deal with you because she is feminine and you are masculine, so there is like a clash of energies, you know, and then the whole chaos happens, okay? Because they want to suppress our masculine energy, they want to suppress our own identity, you know? And yet then nowadays people are wondering, where are the men? Yeah, men are nowhere, because you conditioned men to behave like women. Because what is women behavior, okay? If you think about it a bit in the past, how it was, okay, you have to sit as a woman, you have to do whatever your man tells you, you have to obey the rules, and that's it. And nowadays they do the same in schools, bro. You have to sit quietly, not say a word, ask for permission to do everything, you must not fight, and ideally you would cross your legs so that your balls are squeezed, so that you basically self-castrate yourself, because your balls, you know, cannot produce that much sperm, and the less sperm you have, you know, the less testosterone you have, and the more feminine you are, and the easier you are to control. It's everything about that, bro. But you don't think about it because so far you were never challenged to think about that. It's completely shit, bro. Like, this modern world is going to be fucked up, and so fucked up beyond reparation. And at some point, bro, one person, only one person is needed. That person, probably man, will freak out, do some shit, and then the whole world will have a war again. But not casual war with the weapons and bombs and everything. No, it's going to be, and also that war, bro, it's not going to be between countries, it's going to be between people and the government. And people against those useless educational institutions. Completely fucked up shit, bro, I'm telling you. Another thing is that those fat and feminine teachers will tell you that you should not compare yourself to others. Okay, because nowadays in this modern world, everyone is equal, everyone is accepted, everyone is a winner, and no, Pismo, no, it's not like that, bro. if we have everyone as a winner, that means we don't have losers, and that means apparently, according to those teachers, then I should be also a millionaire because I am equal to that millionaire. I'm equal to Jeff Bezos. So where are my 250 billion euros? Where are they? Yeah, you don't know. Because why? Because apparently I am not equal. And it was never like that in the history. In the history, nobody was equal. You had to fight for equality, and equality right now is the luxury that we don't have because we are weak men, because we were going to those useless educational institutions who were treating us, men, as women. And then they say that I am a winner. How am I a winner if I'm working for fucking 10 hours I'm working for 10 hours in that shitty bank and I'm working for 10 euros per hour. I have much more luxury than someone from, I don't know, poorer countries like Asia, Africa, some south part of Europe like Albania, Kosovo and so on. But still, how am I equal to one millionaire? I am not. I will be equal when I will fight my way up to the top. Then I might be equal. And when you are playing football between those school leagues, everyone gets a participation trophy. Yeah, haha, good job, you tried. In the real world, out there in the jungle, bro, that doesn't happen. If I am the winner as well, when I was believing that I was a winner, then why I didn't get the women? Why I was fat? Why I didn't have millions? Because I was not equal, I was not a winner. And I was conditioned to think that I am a winner so that I would stop trying. Because if I would try, I might be one day a danger to this system. I might once be a danger to this elite, to them who control everything, including educational system and including those feminine fat teachers. Speaking of women, if everyone is a winner, then women were supposed to have sex with everyone. But why are young men having less and less sex? That doesn't make sense. Because winners get all the women. 1% of all men get 99% of all the women. For example, think about Andrew Tate. Yeah, you can go check his YouTube channel. He actually wrote that he is the most desired man on the planet and that he has unlimited amount of sex and that women are literally flying to his house, I think in Romania, to have not only sex but children with him. Why doesn't an average person, an average young man have that luxury? Because apparently he is a winner as well. No, Pismo. You see what I'm looking at? You see what I'm saying, bro? We are not winners, not yet. And we are not going to be winners if we just participate and lose. In the reality, in the jungle, there are no winners. There is no second place, bro. There are only winners. Because when a lion fights another lion, do you think that the winner will keep that second lion alive? Yeah, okay, yeah, good job, you tried, I will leave you alive. No, the winner will eat that fucking lion, or at least kill him, because he might then later endanger him again. Animals get rid of competition. And we men were also getting rid of competition. When we were plundering, when our ancestors were attacking other villages, what did they do? You don't want to hear that, but that's the reality, bro. That's the cold truth. So they attacked the village, they destroyed the village, they killed the men in the fight, then they raped the women, and they killed the children so that they would not rebel against them later. And they would have children with their own genes by those raped women. It was always like that. In the war, women always get raped, the children get killed, and the weak men get also killed. That's why we need to become strong. And the school doesn't teach you that because that's too harsh to handle. I know it's very uncomfortable to think about it. It's very uncomfortable to think that maybe my ancestors, especially my grandmas, if they were weak, they got raped. It's extremely uncomfortable to think about that, but that's the harsh reality. And if you don't want that the same happens to you, then become strong. Then don't listen to those fat teachers because they don't know shit about that. In the modern world, like, women also can get raped. For example, okay, you have a woman, you become weak, and then that woman will cheat with someone else. She's basically letting other men inside her, just like in those times. But that guy doesn't have to ask her. I mean, that guy doesn't have to rape her because she just comes and gives herself to him. Completely bullshit, man. They don't teach you that in school. Because if they would teach you that, you would become strong and you would become danger for them. And they don't want that. They are sitting so comfortably in those chairs, those executive chairs, that they don't want any chaos. But we are built differently, bro. We understand that the educational system has failed us, that it didn't provide any additional value except additional stress and additional worries and additional sleep deprivation. That's it, bro. If you want to become a bit more masculine, you know, if you want to express different opinions, for example, like I did right now, the school will punish you. They will tell you that you are misogynist, that you are racist, that you discriminate others. Masculinity is basically punishable. But little do they know that it was always like that. Without racism, without discrimination, without masculinity, there is also no feminine and no peace, you know? Our roles are different. Men and women are, from their core, they are different. And yet those teachers don't expect that, don't understand that. Because what is masculine and what is feminine? Okay, it's logically to think that masculine is that energy that is the less feminine, and feminine is that energy that is the less masculine. Okay, it's completely logical. But what roles do we have? What does it actually mean to be masculine? The school didn't teach me that, and I had to do my own research and my own observations to learn at least that basic core of life. What is my role as a man? What should I do after school? Nobody taught me that. They just told me, yeah, do this, study hard, and that's it. No, we as young men, we have to follow our dreams, follow our purpose, our destiny. Whereas women should take care of our children, our household, because they enjoy that. They will not admit it, but they actually enjoy, like, taking care of us, men, taking care of our children, because they know that we will take care of them as well. We will protect them by money, by blood. We will kill our enemies so that they can be protected. And they enjoy that. And then if you show at least small amount of this masculine, that pure masculinity, they will punish you because you are danger for school, as I said. They will not be able to control you and change you. If you are masculine man, you will understand the flaws of modern educational system. They didn't teach me anything at all. Everything that I've learned was through my own experience, my own research, and through my father. My father was the best teacher that I had, and experience as well. Those teachers failed me. They are fake. They are pretending to be something that they don't even know what they are. They don't even know who they are, what their purpose is. They just come to school and they are like saying, oh yeah, we will do this and this today, and then they go home and they don't give you any additional value. I might repeat myself, but right now I'm speaking out of my head, out of my feelings, you know? Because what is the reason for that, bro? What is the reason that school is so shit, you know? In its primal core, school is basically a factory of workers, okay? Because what does school tell you, okay? School actually, and other people that don't know how the modern world works, they want you to worship the school. They are saying, okay, yeah, when you are young, go to school, get good marks, get good, job, study hard, and then you will live happily afterwards. If that is true, why is everyone miserable? Why are people making 200,000 euros per year and yet they are sad? And yet they are divorced? Yet men are weak, watching porn, playing video games, and females, women, they are miserable, they get divorced. Why is that happening? Because school is in fact a reskinned, recovered, recamouflaged factory of workers. You go there to school, okay? You obey the rules. You are saying what that fat feminine teacher is telling you to do. And then you study hard. Yeah, okay, I will do this, I will do that. You do multitasking. And what are you in fact actually? You are the perfect worker, bro. You are the perfect worker because in work, it's the same, okay? In work, you come to the office and your fat boss is telling you, do this, do that, and I want the report until 2 a.m. today. 2 p.m., sorry. Okay, you do the multitasking just like in the school. You obey the rules just like in school. And what additional value do you have after you come home from work? Nothing, except a crappy salary, whereas your boss is making millions with his company. School doesn't teach you that. And they hate to teach that because otherwise there will be no workers. And school will go bust because they will not produce new workers. Because if they encourage you to think differently, if they encourage you to think in an entrepreneurship-perial manner, I don't know how to say that, bro, they will not have workers and they will go bust because then nobody will go to school. Because nowadays, bro, everything that is actually useful can be learned on YouTube for free. I was paying for this crappy university in Liechtenstein. Wow, rich country, even richer than Switzerland. I was paying 1,000 per semester, so altogether 6,000 for 6 semesters. In fact, bro, 6.5. So 7 semesters, 7,000, plus the accommodation 500 per month, which was 1,500 per semester, which means 3,000 per year. And I don't even know how much money I spend on this crappy university. And right now I'm working here in Spain and I was applying for a job. I was thinking, okay, I will be the big boss, you know. I will come from Liechtenstein degree, and here I am just a number, bro. I am just another one of them, and I wasted so much money and so much hard work and dedication for nothing. So that I work the same as someone who was having a Spanish degree in Spain, in his mother language, whereas I was learning in German. You see what I'm saying? Like, this school failed me completely. And when I was applying for the job that I actually want to work, they said, yeah, with your degree, we need someone who has experience. And the experience was not provided during studies. Because, as I said, we are on an assembly line in school. We come and we go after 6 years and we are getting ready for those unmotivational, unnecessary jobs. Unproductive, without any perspective works, only administrative works. That's it. BA stands for Business Administration. Do you know what that means? BA. Okay, I told you Business Administration, but in reality, that means barely able to survive in a modern world. Do you know what PhD means? Some doctor, I don't know what, doctor of science, whatever bullshit. No, PhD means poor, helpless, and desperate. Exactly. Because what is school? Like, I asked you that question so many times, but what is actually school, man? Like, you come to school, you learn something which is completely useless, bro. Like, my degree is fucking useless. And then they provide even more useless degrees, like some gender studies, art history, music, and so on. Who will study that, bro? What can you do with fucking gender studies degree, bro? You are unemployed. You go on minimum wage, bro, with that. And with minimum wage, you cannot even survive here. Minimum wage in Spain is 700 euros, and the rent for the flat is 700 at least. How can you survive? You die, bro. And also those professors, bro, like those professors are the fakest persons that I've met in my life. They come to school, okay? They are thinking that they are something big, that they are some big bosses. And they are just talking shit and not doing anything. They are giving you knowledge that was written in those economical books like 50 fucking years ago. They are just telling you theories and you are mindlessly writing them down, and then you have that exam, and after 10 minutes you forget everything that you've learned for that exam because it's so useless. It's so shitty. They are explaining you, yeah, demand and supply, they cross each other like this, and then here you have the perfect competition. They're just explaining some graphs. And then I remember, this is true story, bro. We had one teacher for technology management, and I asked, he was saying, yeah, I have 3 companies and we are doing some patents and some market, I don't know, we are on how many markets, I don't give a fuck. And then I asked him one simple question, bro. I asked him, yeah, what program do you use for market research? And he was like, you have to ask in the sales department because I don't know. And he was my teacher for technology management, who was bragging just 10 minutes ago that he has 3 companies. And yet he didn't know what program does he use for market research. Are you fucking joking, man? Are you fucking joking? And he was teaching me. He was teaching me technology management. And he didn't even know one program. He didn't know that SEMrush could be used for that. Fucking idiot, man. Fucking idiot. And all those professors, they are bragging, yeah, we have, I don't know, 3 companies, and yet it happened to me once that I went with professor that was teaching me on my school of business and economics. He was teaching me business and he was taking the same fucking bus as me. If I would be the professor of fucking economy, I would be rich and I would drive me with my Rolls Royce to school, not with some crappy bus with big windows so that everyone can see that you are poor because you have to take the bus and not the car who has small windows. Kanye West said that. The buses have big windows so that everyone outside can see that you are fucking broke, that you have to take the bus. Completely embarrassing, man. And then those professors who are just explaining me theory, and those professors who don't know anything about market research programs, they are teaching me about business. They are teaching me about entrepreneurship, man, how to make money. They are teaching me that, and they are broke. If I will listen to them, I will be broke as well, because if you listen to someone who is broke, you will be broke. They are just like those 6 therapists who never experienced the pussy, bro. They are virgin sex therapists, bro. They are exactly that, but for business. Those professors also, and others at the university, you know, I noticed that they will talk a lot and do very little action, you know. They will just talk, explain theories, you will write them down, but when it comes to the action, nobody will do anything, except a small portion of people who are understanding that the system is flawed, that the system doesn't function. And those people were Mark Zuckerberg, for example, Bill Gates. They made masterpieces. Jeff Bezos as well. They were all dropouts, and yet they are the richest people in the world. The school is flawed, bro, and the more you will be in this educational system, the more you will notice that it's completely useless, man. The school also has unlimited amount of funds, you know, because they establish those research centers where they are just talking theories and discussing them and just writing and researching and discussing again and again and again and again, just so that they can get funds. And how do they get funds? Taxpayer money. It's that simple, bro. In Slovenia, we pay 50% of taxes directly. And all of that money goes to healthcare system, which is good, and big portion of that money goes to educational system so that schools can be financed, and those fat teachers have massive salaries. And then one portion of that money also goes to Erasmus and those international schools, and even more money is there. That pot of money is so big. And those professors get all of that money for their funding, so that they could just talk nonsense. And nobody reads those researches that they do. Nobody read my bachelor degree. Nobody. It's just useless, bro. It's waste of time. It's waste of money. Really. Like the modern educational system actually happened back in the old times in Prussia, you know, because the king or the monarch or whatever, that Wilhelm or whatever was his name, he wanted young men who will obey. And also he wanted women that will obey, you know. That's why he put them in the same classroom. He was teaching them the same shit over and over again. Yeah, be loyal to this, be loyal to the monarch, be loyal to the country, and so on. And the Prussia nowadays doesn't exist anymore. And yet the educational system is the same. And that massive factory of workers who are called students, that system replaced the old relationship between master and apprentice, you know, because back in those times when you wanted to become a smith, for example, you went to some family who had a smith, and then you were making swords and shields and whatever. That father taught you everything that he knew, and then you took over the business. Whereas his son from that smith, you know, he wanted to maybe become a farmer, so he went to a farm where they taught him everything about farming, and then he came back home and he opened his own farm. That's how world functioned until those 1700 or 1800, and in those years when Prussia started. If you want to learn about anything, bro, I would encourage you to either ask your father, ask your grandfather, read books, or get a mentor, bro. For example, that school of economics didn't teach me anything about the money. If I would trust the educational system, if I would trust University of Liechtenstein, I would still be broke. And right now, as you can see, I have around 24,000 euros in my stock market portfolio. How? Because I was teaching myself everything about the stock market. And if you're interested, go take a look. And books taught me everything about the stock market. Warren Buffett taught me everything about the stock market. Charlie Munger, everyone. Benjamin Graham as well. How do you think that Warren Buffett got rich? Because his mentor was Benjamin Graham. Benjamin Graham is known as the father of stock market investing. He wrote the Bible for stock market called The Intelligent Investor. And Warren Buffett confirmed that if you want to become rich, you have to follow and seek guidance in the people who are also rich. And my fat and feminine teachers are not rich. They are broke as fuck. So, I would encourage you, bro, as a summary of this chapter, I would encourage you to not to trust educational system at all. Don't invest a lot of time into that if you want to become rich, because that school will fail you. If you want to get rich, you need to do your own research. You need to read books. You need to learn everything on the internet. You can learn everything nowadays on the YouTube, just like how I did, bro. Don't trust school. Especially don't trust your feminine teachers and that they will protect you in the outside world. Over there is jungle, bro. And if you want to survive, you need to adapt. And you can adapt by starting to read and improving yourself. If you want some books, okay, about the masculinity, about the self-improvement, I recommend you to read The Way of Superior Man, The Way of Man, and Hard Times Create Strong Men. Those 3 books helped me the most, bro. If you want to read something about the money and the business, go read The Intelligent Investor and go watch YouTube channels, either mine or Dividendology or The Swedish Investor. Others will not help you at all. Okay, bro, the next chapter that we will talk about are video games. And I will tell you shortly, bro, video games completely ruined my life, and I don't want that they ruin your life as well, okay? So basically, everyone starts playing video games when they are in school because, you know, maybe your friends are also playing them and they are then constantly, but literally constantly talking about them, and they are pretending that they are those superheroes, and then they are like fighting each other and so on and so on. And then you also start to play them because you have a feeling that you are missing something out, you know, that maybe they will mock you and so on and so on, some bullshit, okay? And from my experience, bro, I will tell you that if you play video games to an extended amount, they will completely ruin your life in the long term, okay? Because in the short term, when you actually play them, it seems nice, you know, you are having fun, but the older you get, the bigger the bills get. And you have to pay those bills at some point, you know? And I will tell you, the bill that I got was quite heavy, man. So basically, throughout my teenage years, when I was in school as well, you know, I was playing video games every fucking day, bro, especially League of Legends. That game was so addictive, so toxic, and yes, I was investing it. I mean, and yet I invested so much time into it, man. Basically, when I was finishing school, you know, for that particular day, let's say, I was literally running with my friend to lunch, you know, so because otherwise if we would get too late, the line would get too big, you know, and then we would have to wait and wait extra time, you know, and waste so much time. And then when we were eating it quickly, we went straight home and play League of Legends, man. I still remember that. And for only lunch and walking back and forth, I spent maybe 20 minutes, you know. And that friend, you know, I was living next to school, and that friend had to still take the bus and then go home for around 15 minutes. And I was so addicted to video games that I didn't even wait for him to come home so that we could start play League of Legends together. Instead, I played one game while he was on the way, you know, and then he had to wait for me that I finished, and then we started playing together. It was complete shit, man. And my friends also, you know, also in high school, they were inviting me out, you know, like, yeah, let's go, let's meet each other, especially in the beginning, you know, let's hang out a bit. But I was constantly rejecting everyone, my friends in primary school and my friends in high school as well. And of course, okay, they were inviting me maybe twice or maybe 3 times, you know. But then when I constantly said, no, 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 I cannot because I don't have time, yeah. So they just went by themselves and they were hanging out while I was still alone in my room playing that fucking League of Legends. And I told them I didn't have time to start to hang out with them because I had to study, but I still had 2 to 3 hours per day to play League of Legends. And when I got frustrated when I lost a game, you know, because it's player versus player, you know, it's multiplayer game. And when you lose a game, you get so frustrated. I don't know why, but you get so frustrated. And then I wanted to release that frustration by fapping, of course, you know. So I was also playing video games and watching porn, man, every fucking single day, man. And of course, during the years, you know, that accumulated, that compounded, you know. And at some point when I went to high school then, I noticed that I didn't have social skills. I didn't know how to, you know, talk. I was so shy. I didn't know about anything, bro, about society, nothing, bro. I didn't know how to talk to girls, you know, I was so nervous constantly. Whereas my friends didn't have that problem. They, you know, they were hanging out when they were already 12, 13, 14. While I was playing, you know, they were hanging out, getting the social skills, you know, getting to know how people react when you talk to them, you know. They were testing the waters, you know. They were saying, okay, what if I say this? How will that person react? And that's how you upgrade your level, you know, like literally. And they were upgrading their levels, they were upgrading their lives, you know, they were spending time together, they were getting girls, kissing them, probably also fucking them, for sure, you know. While I was still in my room with video games, and that's it, bro. And when I wanted women, I went to the phone, or even on computer, bro, or even tablet of my parents. Whatever, like literally, whatever had more battery, you know. And I just wrote like Madison Ivy or Brandy Love and I was fapping to them. And I was thinking, yeah, bitch, I'm fucking you, whereas I was just watching and one guy was fucking them. And that's even on the screen. My friends were doing that in the real life. Such an embarrassment, man. I don't know, like when I realized that, man, I was so disappointed in myself, man. Really, if I would only have one more chance to revert the time back, my life would be completely different now. In those games, you know, I was the fighter, I was the warrior, you know, I was slaying dragons, being a hero, I was leading some fighters to fight and so on. In real life, I was a loser, man. I had good grades, but I had no friends. I was a loser. I mean, I had friends actually, like those friends with whom I was playing, you know, but other than that, no, we were just hanging out. At least I was hanging out with them only on the screen, but in real life, no. And I am so grateful. I am so grateful for my friends, especially from primary school, because they really never gave up. They were still inviting me out and they were still hanging out with me and talking with me and so on. But friends from high school were different, you know. And I was the as I said, I was the fighter, I was the dragon slayer and everything. In real life I was zero, but with them it was completely the opposite. They were the heroes of their real life, while I was the zero. Completely embarrassing, man. The reason why I was maybe rejecting my friends as well, you know, was because I was always thinking that they are too wild and that I will go under the bad influence, you know, because at school they weren't nerds like me, you know, they weren't studying that much and maybe it was just that, you know, but otherwise, I don't know, bro, but in my world, in my virtual world of video games, you know, I really felt comfortable, you know, because as I said, I had everything I wanted, you know. If I wanted to maybe drive fast cars, yeah, no problem. I could play Need for Speed, you know. If I wanted to maybe be a warrior or a dragon slayer, you know. I was playing League of Legends, you know. If I wanted to have my own businesses, my own rich life, you know, like, then I was playing GTA, you know. And that's the trap of the video games, bro. That's the trap, because, okay, I flipped the script, you know, because video games offer you that life that you desire, you know. And at that time, I really desired a respectful life, a wealthy life, you know, of, I don't know, money, abundance, success. I was playing GTA, I was playing Need for Speed for fast cars, as I said, you know, like literally, the games offer you that comfort, you know, that you don't have in the real life. It's like an escape plan, escape room, you know. And that's the danger of them. And actually also, bro, when you are in real life, you know, for me, the most problematic thing actually was that people would mock me, you know, that even if I would maybe speak to a girl or someone new, that I would fail in, like, completely, and that my friends would then mock me, you know. That was I think the main problem why I went to the video games, because in video games I had the feeling of my, you know, tribe in the video games, of my clan, that I was accepted. Immediately when I turned on my computer, I was in my effortless world, man. I was in my world, and I was the boss. And as I said yet and yet again, in the real life, I was a zero. Like, I noticed that change, especially, man, in high school, when, you know, at the first year of the high school when I came, there was one really attractive girl, man. Like, I really liked her immediately, and also a few of my friends, you know, I mean, schoolmates, they also liked her, you know. And then she was sitting in front of me, and we were chatting and having fun and so on and so on. And then at some point, she invited me, yeah, let's go to play basketball together. I really want to learn, you know, and I also didn't know how to play basketball, so it would be a perfect chance, you know. And can you imagine what I told her? I told her, no, sorry, I don't have time. And when I went home, I had 2 to 3 hours per day, as I said, to play video games. I came home at 3 o'clock and I was playing until 4 or 5. And I was so concerned that I would come so late because of the basketball, you know, it would be from 3 to 4, that I rather rejected my crush, my own crush I rejected, so that I could play video games. Completely horrible, bro. And then I was disappointed that after 6 months or 1 year approximately, she got a boyfriend. And that boyfriend was fucking her without a condom. She told me that. And he was cream pieing her constantly. Because she doesn't like, you know, the condom. She prefers natural way, you know. So she takes the pills. Can you imagine, bro, what I could have had when I was 15 years old? Yeah, like, now when I think back, bro, like, fuck me. That's not even the horrible story, you know, like, that's not even the bad story. Similar story happened once when also one of the girls that I got somehow, I don't know how I was getting girls when I was a loser, to be honest, but she came home, like, I was home alone, so I just told her, yeah, come, we will study. And bro, we actually studied. And then when we were finished, then I didn't know what to do, you know, I didn't know what to say. So I was like, yeah, okay, let's go play PlayStation, you know. Such a dumb mistake, man. I was such a dumb kid, idiota, man. And okay, she was like, okay, let's go play, you know. Wait, let me change the camera a bit. I feel ridiculous, bro. Okay, that's better. Okay, so basically then we went to play Need for Speed, bro. I still remember it. It was on my PlayStation 3. So we were playing that. And then suddenly, like, she just took away the controller. And she was actually playing, you know. So she just threw away the controller and she jumped on me, man. Like, and then, yeah, I was a bit shy at that time, you know. I didn't know what to do. So, like, we didn't come to the end. But, bro, like, it was the beginning. And then I was thinking, bro, like, we were playing games and then she still, like, initiated it. But I was so stupid, bro, that I thought that every girl would be like that. And of course not. Of course not, bro. I was expecting that one of the girls that I had after her, that that she would be fine by playing video games, because I still remember I think at the last year of high school or whatever, and I was playing games, and then she came to my home, and then she saw me playing, and I wish that I could explain the disappointment on her face, like when she said, you are playing games, Yasha. Okay, then I will just wait in the living room and I will just talk to your sister, to your parents, and so on, because I know that online games cannot be paused and you cannot quit until you finish. And then when I was writing the script and I was, reliving all those memories, I really got that weird feeling, bro, that, fuck, I don't know how to say, bro, but like, such a wasted opportunity, man. Like with her, okay, we went all the way, thank God, like, but if I would be her, I wouldn't give like my divine power to some loser, who is still playing video games. And then in the Liechtenstein, bro, when I went in 2020 to exchange there with Erasmus, I was also, a similar situation happened when I was playing like PlayStation constantly there. I was so addicted, man, and yet still somehow I got one girl, I don't know how, and she was smoking hot, man. Like really, I don't want to brag or make you feel bad or something, but bro, she was smoking hot. And I always had that feeling that I will mess up, with her, because I wanted to do everything perfectly, and I was always panicking and a bit overthinking, how to do things. And at the end of the day, I was just like, yeah, fuck it. And I was just fapping every day and playing PlayStation every day. And at that semester, bro, I failed all the exams, like literally. And that's not even the bad thing, bro. The bad thing is that she could have been another girl on my list that, I would have experience with, Now when I think about it, bro, like video games are really shit, man. Like, I know I said that for 100 times, but like really, they ruined my life. Basically, like, I was investing so much money into that virtual world, into the world that doesn't exist here with me, here. It exists only on the servers of League of Legends, GTA, Need for Speed, And once I remember, bro, I got so frustrated because our internet was not working. And then I went to my parents and I told them, yeah, I lost 20,000 euros in GTA thanks to you. And they were just looking at me and laughing, and they were saying, yeah, come to us when you lose in real life 20,000 euros. And then I was like, yeah, we started arguing, and then I just went back to my room and I locked myself and I was playing, some other game or whatever. That's also the bad thing about the games, bro. Like, you are investing so much time into something that doesn't exist, And the games reward you for that, because this is connected with dopamine. You probably heard about this hormone if you're on self-improvement. So basically, whenever you have one achievement, your dopamine receptors start to, in your brains, they start to release that hormone, and then you feel good. That's like euphoria, And the games are designed in that way that when you achieve something, they reward you for that. And you have that great feeling and you have that productive feeling that you did something, Like, I still remember when we were in school, one of my friends who was also playing completely video games, he was saying, yeah, being a gamer is good because you are more aware of the environment around you, Games help you to be more focused on your surroundings. And when I was writing the script for this part for video games, I started laughing, like literally. I started laughing because I was thinking, how stupid are we? I mean, how stupid we were that we would actually believe that video games have benefits. Oh my God, man. Oh my God. Like, I was thinking, I invested 3,000 hours in League of Legends. Only in League of Legends. Let alone Need for Speed, GTA, I don't know what I was playing, Monster Hunter as well, Watch Dogs, basically everything. I was playing everything, bro. I invested only 3,000 hours in League of Legends. And right now I'm working for 10 euros per hour. Imagine that I would have right now, so 3,000 hours times 10 euros, I would have now 30,000 euros additionally. Because instead of investing my time into League of Legends and building my character there, building my skills in League of Legends and getting to those high ranks, like golden and so on, imagine that I would invest 3,000 hours into my body, that I would go to the gym, investing those 3,000 hours into books. If I would need 1,000 or 500 hours even to read one book, imagine how many books I would read, like 6. Okay, it doesn't sound that much, but if you read one book, you can read it in 1 week, in, I don't know, maybe 50 hours tops, Imagine that I would invest 3,000 hours into studying additionally. 3,000 hours, do you know how much that is? If one day has 24 hours. Let's calculate that right now. Look, I will open the calculator here on my computer. So 3,000 divided by 24. That's 125 days. Only on League of Legends. So 1/3 of the year went into that. Completely wasted out. Nada, bro. Imagine that I would, instead of those 3,000 hours in League of Legends, that I would go to the gym for 3,000 sessions, if one session is 1 hour. But of course I was stupid. Of course I was falsely believing that, just like in Hollywood films, when those fat nerds get girls, the hottest girls at the end of the film, I was falsely believing that one girl would, also take me. But that girl would probably be fucked by 200 other guys, and then she would come to me and she would say, okay, yeah, I know that he won't cheat because he is only on computer. I know that he is a nerd, so he will be loyal to me, so I will take him. And probably she would also then be with me. We would have very little sex because she would still getting fucked by those chats, That's the reality, bro. That's the reality of video games. Completely disappointed at myself. Completely, man. I was also constantly having excuses that I have to study, and then I was just playing video games. That was my favorite excuse. Okay, yeah, I will go to study, and then I locked myself into my room and I was just playing games, man. I remember my day, how it was in the high school, bro. For example, I started at 8 and then I finished at 2 and I came home at 2:45, so 15 to 3, okay? And then I turned on my computer. I was playing at least 2 hours, so until maybe 5. And then I went to study a bit, which was basically 1 hour. And then at 7, my mom made the dinner and we were eating for 30 minutes. And then I was studying maybe for 1 more hour. And then at like 8 to 10, we were playing with my friends, also video games. And I was studying maybe 2 hours per day, 3 hours maximum. No shit that I had bad grades. No shit that I didn't know how to talk to girl. And I'm really surprised that I somehow got all those girls in high school and then also later in the university. At some point I was really thinking, yeah, enough is enough, And then I went on self-improvement, thank God. Because otherwise I would still be addicted to that shit. And look at me right now, I'm here, building my channel, paying my debts from the past. Don't repeat my mistake, bro, really, please don't. And the worst thing is, bro, that because of the games, I was playing them mostly online. And my parents unfortunately didn't have that much money, you know, to pay for the better internet, sorry. And then, you know, I was constantly arguing with them that our internet is shit and that my computer works really slow and that I am just losing games, and we were constantly arguing about that. And I was constantly like sending them out of my room. I was kicking them out, like, go out, you know, leave me alone. And they were just trying to help me. They were trying to help me to realize that this computer will not bring me anything in life. This computer will not give me sex. This computer will not give me nice body that I wanted. This computer will not bring me money that I wanted. Of course, they didn't come to me and tell me, yeah, you will not fuck if you play. Nah, they were saying me, yeah, stop wasting time, go out. You know, they were indirectly saying me that if I will be on computer and locked in my room every day, the whole day, that I will not have girlfriend, bro. Let alone sex. And I was so stupid, so disrespectful, so spoiled that I kicked them out. Just like, yeah, stop talking to me, get out, leave me alone, this is my room, get out. So embarrassing, man. And my poor grandparents, they didn't even see me that often, because I was constantly saying at home, that I will study, and then as soon as my parents left, I was maybe studying for 15 more minutes, and then I turned on my computer and I was playing video games. Oh my God. And my poor grandparents, you know, at that time I didn't care, but right now when I think about it, what if they die tomorrow? They are already over 80 years old. An average person lives to 75 to 85 years old. It depends how good the country is and how good the living conditions are. I was rather playing video games. I was rather hanging out with my virtual friends rather than visiting my own family, my own grandparents, and especially showing respect towards my parents, who would literally die for me, man. Just like every other parent would do for their children. To conclude this chapter, bro, I really recommend you, and in Slovenia we say, I put my hand on your heart. And I really put my hand on your heart by saying it, bro. Please limit your video games completely. Like, don't think about it. I know it's hard. I know it's a huge struggle. But I tell you from my own experience that you will not get girls. I know you want to fuck, but you will not. With games, not. I know that you want money. You want to be a millionaire. You want to be financially free. Games will not give you that. I know that you are now doubting my words, like, yeah, but those gamer YouTubers, they make millions. Who gives a fuck about them? You only see what they post. You don't see their private life. They are not as transparent as I am. I will tell you when I mess up. They will not. Because they care about the money and I care about you. Video games really ruined my life, man. Because of video games, I was alone. I had just my virtual friends, and back in high school, I started, you know, getting to know the girls, getting to know the game, you know, how to talk, how to flirt. And then in university, I had like proper glue up, you know, there I went crazy because I was afraid that I will lose even more years. With that being said, bro, throw away your computer. Nah, like, just delete your games. That's the first step. Just delete your games and say constantly to yourself, keep telling yourself, yeah, this will not bring me the girl that I want. Because do you think that all those fuck boys are playing video games? You know, when you scroll on social media, because you unfortunately have it, you know, you see all those build up chads, you know, who have nice body, nice muscles, or on Too Hot to Handle. Keep Too Hot to Handle as your motivation, bro. This is the best show that I used on my self-improvement journey. I know it sounds silly, but it works. Do you think that those guys are playing video games? Of course not. Look at their bodies. They are in the gym. Go to their Instagram account. They are doing partnerships. They are making their own brands, their own fitness clothing. They don't have time to play games, man. And most importantly, they fuck women. Women want them. Women actually slide into their DMs. And they fuck them. Those chads, those fuckboys come into those women, while you come only in your hand. Just like I did. Just like I did. Okay, now let's talk about the parents, okay? So basically, when you are in school, it seems that your parents are your biggest enemy, you know? They are always so annoying because, yeah, they keep telling you, yeah, go study, go do that, go do that. They are constantly giving you orders and they are constantly nagging, like nag. And you maybe have a feeling, you know, that they just don't understand you. That, okay, yeah, you will handle your studies, so just please leave me alone. I will study, don't worry. Leave me alone so that I can play video games. And you kick them out of the room. Reality is, bro, the older you get, the more you will notice that literally your parents only want the best for you. They don't want to come to you and constantly be annoying by saying, yeah, go study, go write your homework, please pass the exams, please don't play video games, please don't watch porn, please don't spend so much time on the phone. Like, that's annoying for them as well. Do you think that they like to say you that every single day? They also get tired, man. And yet you show disrespect to them. Basically, when I was in school, you know, my biggest flaw was that I was addicted to video games. Like, as you know, bro, I could play video games 2 to 3 hours per day, bro. That was my biggest enemy. And then constantly when my parents came to my room, you know, to tell me, okay, yeah, it's enough, please go study, please, I don't know, write your homework, go out with your friends, I just rudely kicked them out of my room. Like, yeah, leave me alone, I know I'm the best, I know what's the best for me, I will handle it, don't worry, get out. And I was kicking them out constantly, like a little fucking brat. For example, also, when I had to study, you know, or when I failed the exam, or when something was too hard, you know, I went to them and I was blaming them. Like, yeah, because of you, I went to this, you know, prestige university. I mean, not university, but prestige high school, because I went actually to the best high school in Slovenia. And I was blaming them, yeah, it's too hard and I'm there just because of you, so that you can, you know, show off in front of your friends and so on and so on. And I was blaming them for all of my mistakes, for all of my failures, for everything. And they were just patiently listening and they were just saying, no, that's for you. That's good for you because we know that you want like an ambitious life. You know that we know that you want success, money. But I was so blindfolded by those video games because the video games make you so short-tempered that you start to argue immediately about anything. And even though if I was blaming them for my mistakes, my father, I still remember, my father was still helping me with my seminar papers in the first year because I was so unorganized that I wanted to, you know, combine video games and studying. And of course, because I was investing more time into video games, I didn't have that much time to study and then to write the seminar papers, read books for Slovenian language and so on, because in Slovenian language course, you know, we have to read books like literature and so on, you know, just like in every other language, you know. And then my father was writing me seminar papers, I remember, for music, for sport, and for something, but I don't know exactly what. And can you imagine, bro? I was rather investing my time into video games and then let my parents write my seminar papers because I knew that they would want me to pass that subject, so they would do it. They would help me. My father was writing me seminar papers and my mother was reading those literature books that we had to read in Slovenian class because she knows how to read fast, you know, I of course don't know, you know, because at that time I was stupid little fucking kid. And they were doing this all for me, for my school, for my good. And yet I was exploiting them. I was exploiting their help so that I could play video games. And once my father came home and he completely lost his mind, and then he put me some so-called limits on my video games, you know, and he was saying, yeah, just once per 1 hour or 2 hours. No, once 1 hour per day, sorry. And on the weekends too. And he was like checking if I am, you know, like literally respecting those 1 hours and so on. It went so bad that I had to have a limit. Completely shit, man. I was really disrespectful towards them, man. Like I had zero patience. I couldn't listen to them normally. Like we couldn't have had a normal conversation when they would tell me my flaws. Yeah, like this is wrong. Please, you know, improve that and so on. No, I completely shut them down just from the principle that they are like exposing my mistakes, even though they had right, you know, even though they were saying the truth. I was saying, yeah, no, stop nagging, stop arguing with me, leave me alone, stop being so annoying. And I just shut them down immediately. Such a horrible, disrespectful manner. Such a horrible, disrespectful time. And now when I was writing the script for this chapter as well, you know, I was thinking about it a bit and I realized that I will read out loud, okay? Today, I realized that I was a disrespectful little spoiled kid who just wanted to play video games without responsibility and consequences. Can you imagine that, bro? Such an embarrassment. And I really recommend you, bro, that from today on, from this moment on, you show some respect toward your parents. Because, yeah, they are annoying. They don't want to be annoying, bro. They are annoying because they want that you are better than them. They will not admit that, but they want that you are better than them because otherwise they failed as a parent. If parents don't provide better life for their children, then in my opinion they are failures. Because why would I have kids that they have then shitty life? I want my children to be better than me. I want to provide more chances, more opportunities for my children. And your parents want exactly the same for you. Your parents, actually, when you think about it, they came from much harsher environment. When my parents were growing up, there was this country called Yugoslavia, you know, which was a dictator, bro, just like Soviet Union. Not that harsh, but on the similar level. And the life was horrible, man. If you were expressing your opinion, puff, you got shot, man. If you were saying something bad about the political parties, you went to prison, they were torturing you. Right now, every little idiot can blame the countries. Right now, every little idiot, like me, for example, in this video, I was blaming the educational system, how it failed us. In those times, they would shoot me, man. Maybe some elite people, they will also see this video and they will see that because of me, you as a young man, you stopped consuming social media, you stopped watching porn, and they don't get the money and they cannot control you, so they will shoot me, man. It's possible, bro. This world is crazy. It's jungle out there, man. It's us against them. We need to win this fight. And also your parents, bro. You are watching me on your tablet, on your phone, on your computer. That means you have a gadget and you have internet connection. And you have a shelter, because if you would be outside, you wouldn't watch this video right now. If you would be on the street, you wouldn't watch that. You have already 3 things. You have additionally food, warm water, clean water. You have everything. 50%, not even 50, 60% of the kids don't have that luxury that you have. 60% of the people, at least, I dare to say that, they don't have like education, they don't have shelter, they don't have access to water, they don't have enough food. And there, here you are, with all of those first world luxuries, and you are complaining to your parents and you are blaming them for your fucking mistakes. For the mistakes that you did, not them. They were guiding you the whole time. They were trying to guide you. But you were blindfolded and you thought that they are your enemies. And now you are paying the bill. Now pay the bill. Pay your debt now. Because you are stupid, like I was. I'm not better than you. You should be grateful for your parents, bro, especially if they are together. Because, like, I don't know how to say, but you notice the behavior and the changes of the people who come, you know, from divorced families. Like, those children are much more lost because they don't have a stability at home. Because one weekend they are with father, for example, one weekend they are with the mother, and they are constantly changing and switching places, you know. And then those parents get new partners, and those partners bring new children, like their own children, and it's just one big mess. Sorry. One big mess, bro. And usually, when the parents get divorced, the father is the one who is more fucked in this, like, heuristic system, you know, like this law court system, whatever it's called, you know. Because the father will usually have kids, you know, maybe only for the weekends, because the mother will have the children. And then the mother will give those children her feminine approaches, that how men should be careful, that how they should not live a dangerous life, otherwise they will get hurt, and then the weak men are born. And then we have the problem that we have right now, that men are weak. Because we don't have a stability anymore, the families lost that love, that respect towards each other. And father is always portrayed as someone who is bad, who will cheat, who will neglect his children. Basically, the father today is fucked up. And it's proven, bro, it's proven that boys from the divorced families have a higher chance of becoming criminals, and the daughters of such families have higher chance of becoming sluts with hundreds of sexual partners. Do you want your future wife to be railed by 200 people before you get her? I don't. And I'm grateful that my parents are together, and I'm grateful that my parents have such a nice relationship, such a nice balance between masculine and feminine energy, where the roles in our family are strict. We know what we do. My mom is taking care of me, my sister, basically her children. She is giving us love, support, food, whereas my father is giving us all money, shelter, protection. For me, he gives me guidance better than my mom. I trust my father more than my mother, even though my mother was with me my whole life, whereas my father wasn't, because maybe when I was younger I saw him only for 1 or 2 hours per day, because he went to work before I woke up, and he came home at 8 or 9, and at 10 or 11 I went to sleep. But I realize now, the older I get and the more books about self-improvement that I read, the more I realize that this is actually a healthy relationship. Because my father needs my mother so that she could take care of his children, basically me and my sister, and my mother needs my father so that he can provide her with money, protection, feeling of safety. Modern families don't have that anymore. And modern families and modern people and modern fucked up educational system with fat and broke feminine teachers try to convince you otherwise. That women are strong and that men are strong and that we can live independently of each other. No. No, we cannot. Through history, we were always connected. And it's not a bad thing to say that we need women. Just like how it's not a bad thing that women need us. If we are equal, then what's the point of being a relationship? What's the point of getting married if my girl is exactly the same as I am? Then I don't need her. If she is exactly the same as me, then she's just additional cost to me. Because if I can do everything that my girl does, she's useless. Why would I need her then? And why would she need me? You know what I mean? This is why if you have your parents still together, be grateful for that, because divorced families don't have the luxury of realizing how nice the life is when you have both parents at home. Your mother to give you love and your father to give you guidance. My father unfortunately doesn't know much about money, and my parents are unfortunately broke. They don't have that much money, you know. We have more money than average seller, like average person in Slovenia, thank God. But we are not millionaires, you know. And still my father could guide me. He would show me how to, you know, how to understand this balance between women and men, you know. Because whenever something happens that I maybe don't know how to do, I just think, what would my father do? And then I do accordingly to that. The other thing is, bro, your parents would literally die for you. Like, this is very powerful concept, you know. And you don't say thank you by being disrespectful towards them, you know. Think about it when you were in school, how they were helping you with school. They didn't understand the exercises, but they still, when you went to bed, they will not admit that, but they still were learning so that you could, maybe that they could understand better, you know, and then explain to you the next day. They were printing you copies of exams during their work or exercises. And they were maybe even studying during the work so that when you come home and they came home, that they could explain to you, you know, how to solve some mathematical issue or whatever. And yet you were disrespectful towards them, sorry. You know how your parents would be different if they wouldn't work, for example, 9-to-5 jobs, and that they would have money. Their personality, you know, would open up completely. They would be completely different persons. But because they have to work 9-to-5 so that they can, like, provide for your ungrateful ass, they are completely other people. That's why we need to work hard, because up until this moment, our parents were ignoring their desires. They were investing all of their money not into the stock market, like I am doing, or like that you will do soon, but into me and you. They were investing the money into us. And how do we say thank you? How did we say thank you? By yelling at them and kicking them out of their room, out of our room, so that we could play video games. The ultimate goal should be to find financial freedom, not to find, but to make your family financially free. Because all the money that we will receive throughout our careers will not help us much. It will help our children. All the money that I'm earning right now, that I'm investing right now, will not bring me anything. Because right now, if I would have 1 million euros, for example, I would invest it, maybe half of it, and for another €500,000, I would buy a fast car, and I would just race around. And when I will be able to afford a fast car, I would be already old, and I will have children, and that race car will not see the racing because I will be old and with not that much motoric and that much focus, you know, because my eyes are going to be bad. So all the money that I am earning right now will be only for my children. All the hard work that I'm doing right now is for my parents and for my children. For my parents, because I want to retire them as soon as possible. I don't want them to be enslaved in this modern society. And I also don't want that my children are enslaved in this modern society. To conclude this chapter, bro, just respect your parents, be grateful for them. If you don't know how to be grateful, then start writing gratitude journal and write every single day 3 things that you are grateful for. For example, I am grateful for this pen because with this pen I was able to write the script for today's video. I am grateful for finishing the bachelor degree because I gained knowledge which I am giving you right now through this video. I am grateful for this paper because on this paper I was able to write the script for this video, for example. And the more things that you will write, the happier you will get and the gratefuler you will get, and the more you will start to respect your parents, the more positivity you will see around yourself. Don't be like a spoiled brat who is just yelling at them and disrespecting your parents. Don't do that, man. Those people gave you life. Those people didn't have the opportunity that you have right now. They didn't have computers, and they didn't have as many chances as you have today. Right now, today, in 5 years, with just a computer, you can become a millionaire if you put the hard work. When they were younger, when they were as old as you are, they didn't even have a chocolate. In Yugoslavia, you had to smuggle the chocolate from Austria or Italy. They didn't have jeans. They had to go to Austria or Italy again and smuggle through the border. Right now you go to Zara or Stradivarius or how are those companies called, and you buy not 1 pair of jeans, but 10. For 100 euros maybe. You see what I mean? We have so much luxury, and it's correct to do so. It's nice that we have much more opportunities than our parents, because that means that they succeeded their role. And it's going to be nice that our children will have much more opportunities. That means that we are nice parents as well.